I'd like to tell you about a show of epic proportions.
I prefer me some magic when I'm trying to get in and out of houses undetected. I prefer me some magic.
A show where the boundaries are pushed.
I like spam. Is there something wrong with that?
No, nothing at all. If you prefer meat with jelly on top of it, go right ahead.
I'd like to tell you about that show, but that is not this show. This show is the Fortean Slip, with host Chris York.
I have a tendency to go to dark places with my humor. It is what it is. It's not going to change anytime soon.
Co-host Steve Alcorn.
It was so earth-shaking and mind-blowing that even John Teeter in the future knows about it.
And reoccurring, ever-present special guest, Matt Knapp.
Yeah, somebody should have put out like a giant bug zapper and just ended that whole Mothman debacle.
A show that lacks taste, a filter, and listeners.
Are you listening? Are you like hearing the fucking fart?
Yeah.
Right, not just smelling it, you're hearing
Not
the shit.
just smelling. Audible as well.
That would be something else.
Whoa.
But
You
well,
have
I do.
parts that you can't tell if it was you or not.
Well, yeah, because
What you are about to hear may be offensive, but we don't really give a fuck.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fortean Slip. This is episode 21, the Snowy Misadventures of Mothman in Atlanta. I went on an adventure of myself. Wasn't really snowy, but an adventure nonetheless. Gentlemen,
hello.
greetings. he was found under the big blanket fort.
Sorry, just had to shut off my Ewan McGregor motorbike.
So yeah, I went on an adventure yesterday. Of course, I don't watch any fucking sports whatsoever. But I did go to see... Am I allowed to say the other word, or do I have to say the big game?
You mean Super Bowl?
Oh,
shit.
Fuck. Yeah, that thing. Anyway, the one sporting
is it
event...
trademarked or something?
Something like that. I don't think they give a fuck at this point.
The Pro Football Championship game.
Yeah, that thing.
American football.
Yes, not the worldwide football
Right.
that everybody else plays. Yeah, so I never watch any sporting events, or I try not to. Don't hold it against me.
You don't watch reality television. You don't watch sporting events.
Yes, I read things called books, Matt.
They
there's
invented this thing called television.
Yeah, and I watch some television. You're well aware of that.
Yes.
So, yeah, but anyway, my cousin a few years ago started inviting me up for Super Bowl.
He's getting an early start on it, isn't he?
What do you mean?
He invited you a few years
Oh,
ago.
you mean...
Oh, yeah, asshole. Anywho. It's been a bad night, Matt. It's been a bad night. When you start your night out, dumping your stuff all over yourself.
Nothing like dumping stuff.
Stuff.
Yeah, or weed. But,
Oh.
so anyway, I go up to my cousin's house every year now for Super Bowl. Ugh, fucking A, I'm gonna cough. So yeah, I go up every year for Super Bowl. And it is a fucking haul. And I don't know how it is for you guys, but I think every member of my family decided to pick a separate corner of the fucking state to go live at. And my cousin lives like right before you get to the White Mountains in New Hampshire. Like I literally walked through his door and was like, dude, if it was fucking 100 years ago, a guy in a pointy hat and a fucking robe would have walked into my house with fucking dwarves and been like, hey, you want to go on an adventure? Like, I'm serious. It's fucking ridiculous how fucking far away he is. I think it took me close to an hour to get to his house just to go watch the fucking game.
I like how you took a totally fictional world and went ahead and put it in America 100 years ago.
Exactly. Hey, that's where I am, Matt.
All right. Can't wait to hear about it. You shall not pass.
The Mississippi. But yeah, so I mean that was my big adventure, driving up there and watching the fucking trouncing, I guess is what you'll call it, or should call it. But this isn't a sports show. However, that was a fucking trouncing though.
I had all my sports commentary ready for tonight.
You should have.
Well,
Steve,
now you just said.
Steve,
you just said it's not a sports show.
You should always be prepared, Steve. Especially you. As much as you trip over words.
I'm almost never prepared.
That's a good point. But and while watching the big game, the Tim Tebow commercial with Tebow tackling Sasquatch, I thought was pretty comical. I'd have to give that one an A for effort.
Yeah,
I liked it. Well, there was several of those Tim Tebow commercials, but that was my favorite.
Right, that was they peppered them throughout the.
There is a new
broadcast.
call. There's a call out now for Tim Tebow, or who the hell was that commercial for? I don't even remember now.
Yeah, it was like it was like a no contract. It was a cell phone.
So now there's a call out now for him to post that selfie that he took with Bigfoot. I'd like to see that myself.
Yeah, that flash was probably added post-production.
Well, the flash maybe, but
I don't think he actually took a selfie with a working cell phone.
I hope he did.
But I could be wrong.
I mean, there's your proof.
Listen,
right
there's leave it to Matt
Tim
to
Tebow
tear
said
down
that.
the fourth wall.
Well, sorry.
Fucking,
it's
we're all like,
people.
we're all sitting here. We're like, yeah, we could get that picture. That would be great. Well, we're not, but
That wasn't actually Sasquatch. Everybody knows that, right?
yeah, I'm well aware.
Well, no. Listen, if Tim Tebow says it was Sasquatch, I believe it was Sasquatch.
You believe Tim Tebow?
He's
I
above his
believe
boots, isn't
in Tim Tebow. Is this fucking Batman? Is he fucking gonna save Gotham?
he? I think so.
Get half of his face burnt off?
You know, according to those commercials, he can do just about anything because he has no contract and whatnot.
Right.
So, if he says he caught a Sasquatch, I'm going to believe he caught a Sasquatch.
I thought it was a funny commercial.
Listen, I would like to mark this moment in the show and be reminded of it for later on.
Duly marked.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty good. I liked the
commercial.
the first commercial of the night too. I can't remember what the fuck that was about. What was it? Ford?
It was a
Ford commercial. The Ford Fusion.
I missed it.
Yeah. Oh god, and it wasn't the first part. It was the second part with James Franco that got me fucking laughing my ass off.
Yeah, like, we're gonna do that again.
We're gonna do that again, and Franco's gonna just be a jackass.
Yeah.
I like the Muppet commercial. That was good.
That Muppet commercial was okay.
It was all right.
I like the end of it.
Really,
like
the commercials were kind of lacking this year. Though.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were
my
horrible.
cousin made the comment. He's like, what the fuck's with all the sappy commercials this year? Like, every fucking commercial was like fucking some chick holding a dude's hand, and there was soft music, and they were trying to sell a car.
Oh, I got a kick out of the oh fuck, I just lost. Oh, Bruce Willis, the Bruce Willis one.
Oh,
with
the dude from Portlandia fucking hugging him.
Yeah, that was great, man.
I liked the Doritos Time Machine one.
Yeah, that one was pretty good too. I
missed that one too.
That was John Teeter. That was his actual fucking time machine.
And how it works, actually.
Yeah.
You're so old. Steve gets none of it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see that one.
That's right.
Steve. So yeah, and our main story of the night, I guess you could say. Supposedly there was a Mothman sighting in Atlanta.
Supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly. Yeah. We're gonna go with supposedly. You know, we can't confirm or deny anything here on the Fortean Slip. We can make fun of it and
rumor has it
and bring it up. But yeah, so supposedly this gentleman. What was the gentleman's name? Steve, do you get the story up?
The gentleman's name was Richard Hickman.
Richard Hickman.
A retired farmer.
Who moved to the big city of Atlanta.
Yes, when he was 72, he moved to the big city.
Yeah.
Because he was unable to keep up with his farm. There was too much work.
Because somebody introduced him to ecstasy and Viagra.
What farmer moves to Atlanta? None of that makes any sense to me.
Richard Hickman.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give up my entire life on the farm.
Listen, this story comes from...
Move to the hustle and bustle of Atlanta.
This story comes up from cryptozoologynews.com, so it's got to be real. Good.
I heard about a thing called Freaknik.
It's got to be really reputable.
I think it is, because I've seen it quoted in other places.
Hey, I've quoted the place before.
Right.
All right.
So anyway.
Yeah, the Mothman in Atlanta, which we all recall, well, at least we do, for those of you who aren't in the know, the Point Pleasant incident. God damn, do I get something in my throat tonight.
I don't think God had anything to do with it, to be honest with you.
No, there's probably something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Point Pleasant Mothman sightings that took place that were made popular by the book. What was that, John Keel?
John Keel, yes.
Yeah,
the Mothman Prophecies.
The Mothman Prophecies, and then the movie with Richard Gere later on, which we watched and thoroughly enjoyed. No, that's one that we kind of liked.
No, we did like that one, didn't we?
That's the one that we kind of liked. It isn't all that accurate, but definitely love me some Will Patton in that movie. Fucking Will Patton.
God.
Will Patton going crazy.
Will Patton pending.
Fucking shit up.
I can just imagine Chris's house. He's got a shrine to Will Patton.
No, there's no shrine to Will Patton.
Candles burning.
No.
Perhaps a poster hanging over the bed.
No.
Chanting all the time.
No shrine to Will Patton. Just fucking tons of books lying around that I'm trying to catalog right now. Because
of Will Patton's face.
Yes, they're done out in a mosaic. A photo mosaic, if you will, Matt, of book covers.
But see how, okay, the movie and the book and everything was called The Mothman Prophecy.
Right.
I don't believe we should wait for a sequel on this Mothman appearance of the band. Who was warning of like 2 inches of snow coming.
Yeah. I like
it's going to snow.
And apparently the Mothman, or maybe it was not the Mothman, maybe it was Indrid Cold. But anyway, he predicted the The snow turning black. And
yes,
pink and all that bullshit.
The ignorant fucking retards on fucking YouTube that don't know about the basic thermodynamics of melting snow.
Steve Alcorn?
I posted one of those
Steve
videos.
Alcorn?
Steve
Alcorn?
I watched your video.
Yes.
And I took it as satire. I
think-
apologize if you really thought that it was chemically enhanced man-made snow.
I did eat the snow at the end, and I felt fine afterwards.
Yeah.
So I think it's real snow.
Watch out where the Huskies go.
I'm not going to get into the science of it, but if you hold an open flame to snow, it's not going to melt, and it will turn black because of,
the butane. The butane burns dirty, and the process of sublimation, I think it's called, Matt.
I believe so.
Yes, it's when it turns from a liquid a solid to a gas immediately upon heat being applied. Science.
It's an amazing thing.
Sciencey stuff.
Otherwise known as non-entertainment when you guys talk about it.
I
sorry.
think it's great. But come on, who was the first person to put one of those videos up? Because they didn't come up with this idea on their own. Like something just ain't right about this snow.
Listen, when are we gonna learn?
Melt it with a lighter.
When are we gonna learn about YouTube videos and people with all the people like trying to throw water in the air to make snow,
burning the shit out of themselves?
Yeah, we need to do this with boiling hot water.
Yeah, what happens whenever I throw boiling hot water into the wind?
I've got to watch some of those YouTube videos. I haven't seen those yet.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, I bet they are.
And more fucking snow coming up this way this week. Are you getting hit with that this week, Steve?
Oh yeah,
Matt.
Oh, Steve, sorry.
Well,
I'm
Matt
asking talking to me since I live in the South.
Yeah, Matt lives in Oklahoma, where he probably gets like 3 inches, and they shut the whole town down.
Steve, are y'all getting snow up there in Canada?
Yeah.
I am almost in Canada. So, technically, right across the lake from me is Canada. So.
I'm still further north than you, motherfucker.
Yeah, but see, you're not almost in Canada, though.
No, I'm not almost in Canada.
Swim.
Maine sticks into Canada. Maine is like the penis of America that's fucking Canada in the ass.
Of Canada.
If I could swim very good and had 16 hours to spare, I could be in Canada.
And we're a polar bear.
Or I could just drive up through Buffalo and be there in an hour and a half.
Yeah, you nor'easters out there, you confuse me with your directions.
I don't know. I try not to.
Because I know where you're at, and I'm thinking, okay, well, Buffalo's in New York,
Right.
so how would you drive through New York to get to Canada, which is north?
Well, if I didn't drive through New York, I'd have to go across Lake Erie.
He's got the lake sitting right there, Matt.
Can't you just go around it?
That's how you get around it.
You go into New York.
Or I could go the other way and go up through Toledo and Michigan and all that.
Yeah, that's the direction
longer.
I would go.
Yeah, but it's longer.
Do they have a ferry that goes across the lake?
Yeah, but you have to pay the ferryman.
2 pittance. What was the other thing about this mysterious Mothman visit? Something about his appendages being translucent or something?
Yeah, translucent wings.
So how did you see them exactly? If they were,
I like how he was a bandit because he had a scarf over his face.
Translucent means
only the shadow knows.
Translucent means you can see through them, but they're not totally clear, right? That's what translucent.
I guess.
I don't have to Google it. Transparent would be totally clear.
Steve, I'm no expert. You come to your own conclusions.
I'm no expert, but he had jelly wings.
Jelly donut. He had jelly donut wings.
Just randomly knocked on the farmer's door. Hey, it's gonna snow. There's going to be some YouTube videos about it. Catch you later.
That's pretty much
who was that half-masked winged man with no face? I think I'll report about it after it snows.
Well, I think he had
I think it's a prophecy.
Who sits on that story this long? He didn't call the cops or anything? Just...
Yeah, he didn't give a shit.
Well, he was a farmer.
That's right. Who
got
just
ice cold water running through these veins.
Who just moved to Atlanta. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. Where all old farmers go.
Maybe he just thought this is what happens in Atlanta. You know, freaky Mothman creatures come to your house.
Yeah, he was up there for some freaky, but it wasn't from Mothman. He was headed up to the ATL for some freak Nick.
These funny telemarketers, they come to your house. By Jesus, Martha.
What in the hell was that?
What in the Sam Hill?
I was just reading this story again while you guys were blabbing on, but this is...
Well, you guys are just running it into the ground.
This has got to be the worst Mothman prophecy ever. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
it's like one knocking on my door to tell me that it's gonna be hot this summer.
The Mothman has lost his luster, I think. He's not getting it anymore.
He's not calling the disasters as he should.
They weren't talking about him enough, so...
He's lost his edge.
Yeah, that's what it is. They weren't talking about him enough, so he had to hurry up and come up with something.
There's some no-face, translucent, winged man sitting in a hole-in-the-wall bar somewhere.
I can't make it. I can't
Pour me another.
I can't make it as a cryptid.
It's not a cryptid. I'm not an alien. I lost my prophecy.
Little bit of the hair of the dog that bit me, Lloyd. Why, Mr. Mothman, your money's no good here.
Here's the thing.
What does a Mothman got to do for a blowjob around this joint? What? I was just trying to relate, that's all.
Your son needs to be corrected, Mr. Cole.
I bet they didn't put that in that article, did they, Steve?
I don't believe so.
Didn't catch that one anywhere.
All work and no play makes the Mothman a dull boy.
How come the Mothman prophecies always appear after the event happens? Or any prophecy, for that matter?
Because that's the only time that they're correct.
But a prophecy is supposed to be a prediction.
Right, Steve. And since we don't have that ability as humans, they're typically not correct.
Listen, my magic 8-ball is on the money every fucking time.
Every time.
Oh, Lord.
I said, is there going to be black snow? And it said...
This show has reached a new low, I think.
Steve...
I couldn't help but overhear you.
I'm sorry, but don't you have some news?
We're going to go with a monkey story first, Chris. From nature.com. The first monkeys with customized mutations. So we got the
bloody baboon!
Laser eyes.
I don't think a baboon is technically a monkey, is it? The ultimate potential of precision gene editing techniques is beginning to be released today. Researchers in China...
Right now.
Fucking Planet of the Apes is coming.
Researchers in China report the first monkeys engineered with targeted mutations, an achievement that could be a stepping stone to making more realistic research models of human diseases.
Wearing cheap polyester suits and smoking cigarettes on television.
A geneticist at the Model Animal
Take your
Research
hands off
Center
me, you damn bloody ape.
a geneticist at the Model Animal Research Center of Nanjing University in China, and his colleagues successfully engineered twin, oh my god, I don't even know how to pronounce that name, cynomolgus monkeys.
That was absolutely correct.
Wow.
Yeah, whatever.
It's amazing.
With 2 targeted mutations using the CRISPR/Cas9 system, a technology that has taken the field of genetic engineering by storm in the past year. Researchers have leveraged the technique to disrupt genes in mice and rats, but until now, none has succeeded in primates. This is an important step, says Feng Zhang, a synthetic biologist who was not involved in the study, but who has helped develop the technology at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Cambridge. It shows that the system is working. We need some non-human primate models, says Hideki Okano, a stem cell biologist at Keio University in Tokyo.
If you're listening on the black market.
Human neuro.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
There was only a place where we could get some chimpanzees.
Human neuropsychiatric disorders can be particularly difficult to replicate in the simple nervous system of mice, he says. Previous attempts to genetically modify primates have relied on viral methods, which create mutations efficiently, but at unpredictable locations and in uncontrolled numbers.
I've got a penis on my forehead. That was the monkey talking, by the way.
That is good to know. Prospects for primates brightened with the emergence of the...
You do realize that's being slipped into the intro.
Come on, man.
Which uses customizable snippets of RNA to guide the DNA cutting enzyme Cas9 to the desired mutation site.
What does this thing actually do?
It makes monkeys.
Do what?
I don't know.
Like, what kind of mutations, and what is it doing?
We're making monkeys, Matt. That's all I know.
All it said so far was it makes random shit pop up on random places on monkeys. Well, congratulations, science.
And
we'll
in
put
our
that
next
to good
story,
use.
from the BurdeckenHerald.com. The Burdekin Herald bills themselves as the voice of the North and lesser places. The government to introduce 22,000 black mambas to help eradicate cane toads. In an effort to help stop the spread of cane toads, the state government has partnered with Burdekinshire Council to introduce the...
Wait a minute. Isn't this that bullshit story?
Black mambas.
Yeah.
Into farms and urban backyards around the Birkenhead.
Steve, how are we ever going to be... How are we ever going to be a reputable news source, Steve, if you keep using bullshit stories?
Are you telling me that I'm reading a fake story right now?
No.
No, keep reading. Keep reading.
Burdekinshire Council Animal Management Security, William somebody or other, said the highly venomous snakes will help reduce the population of the cane toad, a pest that causes millions of dollars of damage each year. These cane toads cost farmers and businessmen millions each year, and they're a huge annoyance to local residents because they're weird looking and they're just fucking everywhere.
Did they say fucking in the story?
They did.
Yes, they're weird looking and they're just fucking everywhere.
It's a fake news story. That's it.
What?
I'm going on record. It's fake.
Can I finish reading it? Because it's funny.
I mean, I don't know. This news source was started by Lord Ronald Wankworth in 1906.
I thought you were going to say McDonald.
The black mamba, a snake native to northern Africa, is among the most
and
famous.
their official email address is a Gmail account. Wait, Steve. It says the contents of this site are entirely fictional and are meant as parody.
So I didn't properly vet the story before I brought it to the table.
And he gets on me for my fucking stories.
Well, then we're just going to scrap the rest of that black
But if
mamba
that's
story.
the case, then Ewan McGregor wasn't found in a giant blanket fort.
Now, Matt, is UPI a good news source?
Sure.
Here they are. Okay. So from UPI.com, from Litchfield, Maine, February 1st.
Hey!
Two men in Vermont and Maine claim to have seen a white Bigfoot in recent weeks while out walking their dogs. The report surfaced in Cryptozoology News, a publication that tracks purported sightings of Yetis, mermaids, leprechauns, and other mythical creatures. A 20-year... Sorry. I don't think I properly vetted this one either. A 20-year-old man in the Shaftesbury, Vermont area claims he saw a tall man-like beast cross the road ahead of him at 5:40 p.m. January 19th, as the publication reported. There was an awful smell in the air. My dog kept barking. The man, identified only by the initials J.H., said, adding a few seconds later, his dog became fearful and cowered behind him. That's when I thought that something wasn't right. The odor got more intense. I couldn't believe it. I see what looks like a guy in a white costume or something running across the road towards the woods, but he, or it, was in no hurry. The man conceded it could have been someone in a costume, but he wondered what the hell would a man be doing playing a hoax in the cold. An unidentified construction worker in the Litchfield, Maine area told the publication he saw a white Bigfoot on Christmas Eve. MP told Cryptozoology News he was taking his dog for a walk when it went nuts. The man said visibility was low, but I ain't blind, man. I know what I saw.
I ain't blind, man.
I know what I saw.
I know what I saw, man. It was like a Yeti.
I had some mushrooms and some acid, but I'm pretty sure I saw it.
I know what I saw.
My dog was barking, man.
My dog was barking, and it was pretty crazy. And
my dog got out of control.
I'm pretty sure I was peeking on the mushrooms at that time, but
it moved fast.
I went for a walk when the wall started breathing, man.
It moved fast, and like a human, it was fat, huge, and it had white, long hair.
Like a human, it was fat.
No. It moved fast and like a human.
It was fast. Oh,
it was fat. Huge. It had...
Wasn't that a great big fat person?
Yeah, you about size 14 there, Bigfoot.
It says it moved fast and like a human, period. It was fat, comma, huge, comma, see. And it had white long hair.
And Bigfoot ran away and went, ah!
He said, looked like a white Bigfoot or something. No kidding. I never thought I'd get to see something like this, the news report stated. I've always laughed at all these Bigfoot nuts. I had my reasons. Now I guess I'm the crazy one here. Unless it was a very good hoax played on me, that could be.
It puts the gifts in the basket.
It ain't easy for a man to make those kind of moves. They didn't look human to me. Some Litchfield residents weren't so sure. WMTW-TV Portland reported Saturday. Most likely it's one of the big hairy guys around here roaming around, local resident Percy Goel said. And that's the news, fellas.
That's the news?
Yeah, I think I'm going to stay away from cryptozoology news for now.
I think...
The website, not the actual news reports.
I think you should question your integrity as a news person in its complete entirety.
I questioned that when I first started reading the news on the Fortean Slip.
Touché.
This has been episode 21.
I heard $20 will get you a hand job from a chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
So you live up that way, don't you, Chris? Have you seen any white Bigfoots?
I haven't seen any white Bigfoots. I haven't seen any black Bigfoots. However, I believe in multiracial Bigfoots.
I'm sure there are.
I believe in coexisting.
I believe in equality amongst cryptids.
Yes. No separate drinking fountains from my cryptids.
I don't even know where to go from there.